the question is, what is stress? What I like for everybody to understand is stress is the lack of recovery. Okay. It's pressure or tension within the body, within the mind, and also within emotions. Okay. Um, with that being said, it's discomfort or it's what's the word? Irritation. Okay, um, it's uh, it's not being comfortable. Okay, all right. So, like I said, stress is in all three things. All right, the body, the mind, and in emotions. Okay, I want everybody to really understand this because I started off with the body is a filter, right? So, with that being said, you can have a mental stress going on, but mental stress don't last for long. Okay, if the body is open. Okay, all right. Now, if the body is not open, okay, anything that comes to you, right, will be stressful, okay, because the body has that tension in it, right? Um, that tension in the body is, again, the lack of recovery. All right, I'm gonna break it down. When I say the lack of recovery, I'm talking about the lack of blood flow. So, what a lot of times cause a lack of blood flow? The lack of blood flow is the lack of being open as far as flexibility. What causes the lack of flexibility is the lack of movement, the lack of stretching. Okay, over strengthening. Okay, um, also injuries. All right, after you get an injury, you have scar tissue. Okay, um, all those things, especially with scar tissue, once it sit for a while and it's not irritated or played with. Okay, all those things usually tend to um, tighten the muscles, okay, and causes lack of blood flow because blood is the healer of the body, right? So, with that being said, um, those are some of the things that cause the lack of recovery or tightness. Okay, the lack of flexibility. But most of all, what most people don't understand is the food you eat. Okay, causes the lack of flexibility, the lack of openness in the body. Okay, um, a lot of people that are active, okay, um, and they still are tight. We be like, well, I move all the time. Why am I still tight? This is the reason why you're still tight, even when you're young. The types of foods that we are eating, it gathers, okay. It clumps not only just in the bloodstream, okay, which causes the lack of blood flow to go to certain areas, which causes tightness of the muscles because it's not recovering because it's not getting enough blood. Okay, so it's tightening, right? Um, that is a huge factor. That's the number one factor, other than not stretching, okay, and not moving. All right. So again, if you have all those things and you have tension, okay, a lot of times it don't take much, but if you get like a verbal altercation and then your neck lock up or your shoulder lock up or your knees locked up, um, those things lock up quickly because it's already stress, okay, in the body, okay, in the mental part, just it's just the icing on the cake. Okay, the tightness is already there. All right. So if you're wondering why you always are tight, okay, and have lack of flexibility, is because of the things that you're eating. Okay. So again, the body, all right, is the filter. All right. So whatever you put in your body, whether you're eating it, okay, whatever you're listening to, okay, that's the mental part. But the physical part, or whatever you're doing or not doing, okay, when it's already piling up with lack of blood flow, recovery, okay, is going to be easier for the lack of recovery mentally. Okay. So if the body is already stressed and the mind is already stressed on the mental side of things, then what else is going to happen? All right. The emotions. Okay. All right. The emotion starts to have the lack of recovery. All right. So that's where you have like things like resentment, okay, or anger, where it's just chronic. Okay. So what will actually stop a lot of these things, okay, is again food, stretching, okay, moving, and all those things. So you have to really understand that flexibility is opening the body up, which in turn will open the mind up to going through trials and tribulations where you can recover quick. And what I mean by recovering quick is when you have an altercation, and you walking into something, you're not going to immediately get emotional and react without thinking. Okay, you're going to be able to step back, take that breath, analyze, and look at it and witness what's going on, and then approach it. Okay, so that's something that I want people to really understand. And when it comes to fitness, we have to understand, what is really giving us that quality of life. All right, so really think about that. Being open physically is also going to be keep you open mentally, okay, and keep those bad emotions out of arm's reach. Okay, so that's the video for this week. I'll see y'all guys next time. Later.